Well, guys, how's everybody doing? This ain't really a how-to, so if you clicked on it, and you don't get pissed at me because it's not a in-depth how-to, I do apologize. I'm just putting this saw back together. It's like, I may as well cut the camera on and record a little bit. It's a MS311 Stihl. Long story short, thought it had carb problems, which it's got a new kit in the carb regardless, but it ended up, these have a two-piece line, kind of like a 660. Those of you that have been into the 660s and the later 066s, and I still don't know where the biggest majority of it's at, but saw it only run on a prime. What I ended up finding out was a big section of the fuel line up top was missing, and I had a little trouble finding that line. Our local Stihl dealer here, oh my god, it'd be like going through an act of Congress or something, I guess, trying to get them to order anything for anybody. Last time I was down there, he's like, oh, I can't order nothing without making a big order, blah blah blah. Custom saw parts on eBay was really the only person I found that I trusted that had it, and hell, it took it 2 weeks to get here. Have you the line in the tank is good. That's the first thing I check on a saw, and this is the first one of these I'd worked on. And I ended up, after having the carb off a couple times, figuring out that that line was broke or had a big piece missing from it. Kind of weird. Still don't know what the culprit is, but this is one weird ass saw. Designs like this probably gonna knock me from buying a newer model Stihl. I'd had thoughts on selling a handful of saws, and I'd mentioned that in the last video. I was a little aggravated out here. I do plan on getting rid of some saws, but it seems the ones I want to keep are the ones that 9 people out of 10 are going to want. I'm going to come up, it'll take me a little bit, with some saws we're going to show, and I'll make a video on it. I'll give prices with shipping to the lower US. I do have PayPal, I do full eBay. 100% positive seller on eBay since, I don't know, way back when, like 2006 or 7 or something. But you know, if I sell you something, that's what you're gonna get. But right now, I think what I'm gonna do is try to wrestle the handlebar back on it. Just like anything else on the saw, is a real peach to get apart. But anyway, these newer designs are just freaking nonsense, and like I said, it's probably gonna keep me from wanting to purchase one of the later model Stihls. It's always good to learn new saws and what makes them tick and everything, but holy shit. I started out, couldn't find a carb kit for it, a good OEM kit. I could have ordered, you know, a real nice Chinese carb kit. We'll leave it at that. I didn't really want to do that on this saw. I wanted to go OEM in it. It still ended up with a kit out of a Proline carburetor in it, because it was the only damn thing I could get. I honestly ordered one of the Proline carbs from Sawzilla. It wasn't real expensive, but when I got it here, I realized why. You can see this saw could have had a primer bulb. What I'm getting at is it could have been M-Tronics. I think the 441s are the same way, which means this one's probably an earlier one, or maybe a lower priced one. I don't know how they do that. It's just one of them things. I really wish I'd have paid more attention to what damn bolts come out of where, but they really won't go back in the wrong place in too many spots. Got 2 little stubby ones up here. I guess it could have went all the way through and just removed it from the cylinder head, but yeah, I don't know if I'll be buying a newer Stihl saw. I really wanted to get a 400 for the channel, but I don't know. I ain't gonna say nothing here is really hard to do. It just, there's so much nonsense on here, and the way they have it designed. Us old backyard saw builders, they can kind of be a nightmare, and it's kind of why a lot of people don't like to do repairs. You see that a lot. It don't bother me to do repairs. It's okay just, you know, to refresh the old brain a little bit, so to speak, but sometimes they can be overwhelming. Well, get in there. I promise you it's not slipping, it's just the angle I had it on. That's kind of what I'm wanting to do here. Is I was like, well, I'll turn the camera on around my mouth a little bit. Maybe someone will learn something. For some reason, that one ain't really wanting to go back in its home. There it goes. Sometimes you just gotta hold your damn mouth a different way, and shit'll work out for you. If you want to take one of these apart, and it ain't a damn how-to. I thought there might have been a screw in here, but it ended up just being like a little stud that drops into that AV mount, which, in my opinion, is a piss poor fucking design. The screw goes into a spring here, and then the ones you see me put on up front. And to put that line on, I didn't have to take the handle all the way off. Once I got all that loose and popped it out of that AV, or just kind of wiggled it out. There wasn't really no popping on nothing. Maybe I can hold that where you guys can see, but this thing has an arm. Maybe you can see it twists, which makes doing a carb swap super freaking simple. Fuel lines here, I didn't notice the fuel line was bad because this end of it was still in the bracket. And it's just one of them deals, you just slide the carb in and out and that thing locks in. And, you know, done deal. I have no idea how in the world that would have got cut into, or maybe a little small mouse. I doubt it. I don't know. Could have got in there and done it. Just kind of weird. But in order to get that rod out, just like any other Stihl, you would have to pull the handle assembly apart. And it don't just have a screw back here, it has two little things, and I was honestly afraid of breaking them. So what I done, I just popped that little elbow out. Like I said, if it's like a little plastic elbow, like on a vacuum line or something, I just popped it up out of there and put it on the end of the new line, snaked it all down in there and popped it in. It was a done deal. Freaking ridiculous design. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of the even newer Husky saws, or this Echo saw I bought, though, it, you know, I think that 4910's a pretty new design, and that thing still looks like it's pretty old school on a lot of stuff. You can tell I'm just one of them people that don't like things to change, I guess. Everything should stay old school. Now I've got to locate my coil over here. And all of this had already been cleaned up about a week ago when I was troubleshooting the saw. This kind of has channels where everything lays in. Like I said, there's nothing real difficult about it. It's just one of them deals you might want to be prepared to take a lot of shit off of the saw. See if I can get this thing laid back down in how it goes. And then we've got to get that piece that goes up top and put back on. And if, you know, if somebody wanted to watch this and listen to me run my mouth bitch about the newest, latest, greatest Stihl saws, and I think this 311's a fairly new design. Don't quote me on that at all. I don't know. And I may pull you in and out of frame Like I said, it wasn't a how-to. I see a lot of other people, and hell, I watch other people just sitting around their mouth while they're wrenching on a saw. It might be little bits and pieces of it might be beneficial to someone. Maybe someone tearing one down. But again, it ain't nothing hard. It's just there's so much nonsense. A lot of people don't like Stihl saws for that reason. Even some of the older ones, they can be a freaking pain in the ass. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and slide the carb in and put all of that back on right now. And then, because the switch mechanism and the airbox tray and everything, it kind of goes right down on the carb. And the carb is rebuilt. We went over that. I'm hoping once I get this done it fires up. If not, like I've said in the past, you probably won't even see this. But then again, here lately, with some of the other stuff I'm watching from some other guys, you know, we may just show it regardless. Get on there. Fuel line's looking like it's up on there. Pretty good. Good deal. But that OEM fuel line fit like a damn glove. Now I gotta get my choke linkage. I can put it on after this air box, I'm pretty sure. The main deal is the wiring on this has got your damn trigger and everything that goes down to the coil assembly. It's just got two little rubber AV things that once you get it on, then there's a little channel for this wire to lay in down here. Not a big issue at all. The reason I'm waiting is because that wire does ground to the coil. It is a coil on this one, it's not a module like an M-Tronic saw. I might have to bring that over to my light, get it on. Sorry guys, I've got to spin this around to where I can actually look at it and line those studs up. You guys will understand. Like I said, not a how-to. I'm still having a fit getting that on. It's where this all of this shit just wiggles around. What a nightmare. There, maybe. I see one stud started. Maybe the other will start. There's one coming through. There's the other coming through. We'll get it locked down in our AV mounts here. You just take a screwdriver and flip those off when you're pulling it apart. And I don't know, some other saws could share a similar design to this. This is the second one series I guess I've worked on. Trying to get everything seated good because we do have another part that goes on. Or do we? No, this just goes on over that. Yes, we do have another part indeed, the baffle that goes on. If I was doing a performance build on this saw, I would just put the nuts on and leave that off, but just simple repair. Nothing special here on this. There, I need our two little nuts and our socket to get them started. And we'll be another step closer to firing this fuel up for the run. It should have fuel to the diaphragms now anyway if they'll pump. They're new, so, you know, all we can do is hope. That's all you can do is hope on these saw repairs. I like the old school stuff. I really love building the 372 chassis. That's why you see so much 365 and 372 stuff on the channel. Super simple to work on. Hell, most Huskies are easy to work on. Let's just face it, that's why so many people, I think, love them. The port timing's better. There's some of the few saws you can just do simple woods ports to and end up the freaking monster. I done 2 395s last year. If you're new to the channel, they were both, one of them was a brand new saw. All I done was simple woods ports on them. You know, a little transfer work, base gasket delete. Usually when I'm doing something like that with no machine work, I won't even hardly touch the exhaust port at all. You know, clean it up, polish it, but I think on those I did move it back, you know, what little bit we pulling the base gasket. And there's video of them both on the channel. They were just absolute freaks. I done 3 different 61s. Mainly I'm just naming Husky saws for the same guy. I done those before he even sent the 395s up here, but we also, it's Simple Man's brother Calvin. He's got his own tree service, and he'd sent me a 441 Stihl. It was about a brand new saw, low hour, really nice. It was, like I said, it was like this one, just so much stuff on it. I'd never done it. I think I took one evening to tear it down. Took pictures of things. Another evening or so to do the port work on it. And then, you know, another evening to button it back up. Just search J&S chainsaw, Stihl ported 441. And, you know, it was an M-Tronics saw. Those little bitty wires on those things going to the little solenoids on the carburetor just kind of had me freaked out the whole time. I was like, man, if I break this. But looking at the price it would be, you know, to buy them back ain't really that expensive at all. But at the time I didn't know, and it was one strong ass saw. I may have mentioned it earlier in the video. I don't know. Coil wire on, I'm gonna have to locate something to gap the flywheel. Usually a no business cord. I should have a ton of those things laying here, but I don't. Whatever that is, looks like I've had it cut and laid in there to gap flywheels with. Get the starter cover on it and air filter and stuff, and this thing about to be ready to try. It's been pouring the rain out a mess. I've been dealing with muddy dogs. You guys I know will totally get it. Spin it around. There we go. Should have it gapped pretty good. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. I've ran that damn thing so much, I know, you know, where to tighten things. Believe it or not, guys, this is like a $700-800 saw new right now. I actually looked at them at our Rural King, and I looked at one. Where else? Shit, where we was at a couple weekends ago. I even mentioned it in a video. Damn Northern Tool. Is this thing gonna be a fit? Not gonna go back down in there. There we go. It kind of blew my mind at how expensive they are new. Which if you want to buy a little 250, you're freaking $400 to buy a little freaking MS311 now. That is not wanting to lock back in for some damn reason. That is it, I guess. Yeah. Don't latch in like I thought. There it goes. It does snap in. Now we need our starter cover. That wiring, it's got channels it lays in. Maybe you can see it. It comes around over here in a little channel. And then it comes down and lays right on top of the plug wire, and that channel like I said, we should be about ready to fire it. I think it's still got fuel in it from the last damn time I tried to run it. It's a nice, good looking saw, don't get me wrong. It's got enough compression from the factory. It has a decomp. Now I don't know that it needs it. You know, it's like if you're on, you know, your average female may get it, or damn, I just pinched the shit out of my finger. Real nice. Don't snug shit up till you have all the bolts in. You guys probably like, damn, this guy's a saw builder. That I don't think goes down there. Could be the one that went up there. Too big. That could be an issue. I've left that out somewhere. Probably in the handle somewhere. We will figure it out. Damn, I have a blood blister. Pinched these shit. That little lip around the outside of that thing. I was just trying to hold it centered. That damn little bushing that goes in the handlebar. You know what we done? We put the wrong bolt in some damn where. Where, I have no idea. Maybe up here. That one looks kind of small. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. This one goes in here. What a dumbass. If any of you guys claim to be perfect and don't ever mess nothing up, I'm probably gonna call you a liar or put a screw in the wrong spot. So this one's the only one we got left. We have no missing bolts. We do have to put a choke lever on. I almost forgot that. You about gotta have a damn photogenic memory to run work on some of this shit. I believe we can get that in with the air filter on it. I've been pulling away with no choke. And I really, really, really hope that this thing is fixed and ready to go home. Little hole here. It just kind of locks down in there. We got a choke. That little snap you heard was choke linkage snapping down into place. We double checked the fuel situation. Oh, it is empty. Evidently I've drained it. Or it could have a leak. Who knows? I don't know nothing about it. All I know is it wouldn't run when I got it here. And what I'm doing there is a little bitty channel that little ball sets in, and we better answer our phone. I'll bring you guys. We're back. Probably shouldn't have started the camera till I went and done this, but I've got to make my way to the front of the garage or the shop and open the doors. so we can try to start this thing. I peeled it up off camera while I was on the phone, and we'll see what this thing does. I have no idea if it's still going to run. I really hope it does. Been here a little longer than it used to be. All we can do is hope for the best. I'm pretty sure I had the jets set about 1 1/4 after I got the carb redone. That is a good thing. 7th pull. Call that a win. Again, when we got that one here, it was a no run saw, and she is back up and alive now. Good deal. I'm gonna get our top plastic back on it. I'll probably fine tune the carburetor, but honestly, it don't sound too awful bad. Where it's at. Their little screwdriver. Don't sound half bad where it's at once it went to picking up good tank fuel. So if you're working on one of these and it's having issues, and there's actually Simple Man on the phone, like I don't know what the deal was with that fuel line. Got me beat. Did probably a good 3/4 of an inch or more of it just missing. Something about that's not fitting right. I always have the worst time out of these big top covers. I have a hell of a blood blister on that finger. I ain't saying I won't buy no newer Stihl saws, but it's always good to learn things. But there's just so much nonsense on these newer ones that really there's no need at all in it being there. There, set right in that time. If you don't succeed, try again. Maybe that helped someone. I don't know how much of it you could see or how long it was, the video, but we'll check the restart on it here in a second. I'll probably heat it all the way up off camera, fine tune it, and start it again in the morning and get it cleaned up and ready to go on its voyage back home down south. I ain't really got nothing good to cut on but my big hickory, and I really don't want to waste it just seeing how a 59cc homeowner saw runs. It'll cut, I'll guarantee it'll cut. I probably got some small poplar or something laying out there we could set it in, but it acts a little lazy on the low jet, and as usual I'll probably have to find a tuning screwdriver. I bought 2 packs of small screwdrivers. There's probably half a dozen in each pack, and honestly, I've about lost them all already. So you guys get to get paused again, and I'll find something to see if we can dial the tune up on it in a little bit. I just figured something out on this GoPro. If it's sitting on this tripod for some odd reason, maybe the angle it's sitting at, that battery slides out of it, so that could be our issue. But this carb's got limiters in it. I was able to richen up the low jet just a little bit, but the high's maxed out. It's a bone stock saw. I'm not going to pull them out of it. Guys, I'd say that one is a done deal. That's a good thing. That's 3 saws. I know I've drained the fuel out of the 435, but this little 240 hadn't been started in days. That's a lie. It ain't been started in over a week when I fixed it, but it's fuel lines, carb rebuild. Let's see how it fires up. Second pull. That one just needs the fuel drain cleaned up. Like I said, I'd already drained the 435 and ran the system dry, but yeah, it's 3 repaired, ready to go back home. Maybe this helps someone. I don't know how much of it you could see, but we'll upload it anyway, whatever. And if you're a fan of these newer Stihls, don't think I was bad mouthing them or down on them. You guys know I'm a big Stihl fan, but so much nonsense there, and a lot of it has to do with the EPA and the stratification, and which is basically a metered air leak. Try to, you know, clean the charge up a little bit, I guess, but make things a little better for the, I guess, the ozone. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Y'all stay safe, and y'all have a great day.